So did I tell you what happened with the oil change on the Suburban?
No. Let's
We're
start
starting with
from
the
the
Oh
Suburban.
no,
beginning.
we're starting with Suburban.
Okay.
My favorite auto parts store is quickly turning into I'm fucking frustrated with them. Um, so with Raw Dog, I
Sorry, go ahead.
I was trying to change the oil before the Alvor trip because I hadn't done it since I'd done the motor swap. So go to O'Reilly's, I go pick up oil and I pick up a filter because sometimes when you just go there, it's like, hey, can you just look up a filter for me? So
I
gal
don't
looks
do
up a
that, but okay.
filter. I know typically I don't, but I walked in and she was doing nothing. She's like, "Can I help you?" I was like, "Yeah, I just need to get some oil and a filter." And she's like, "Oh, I'll look it up for you." And I was like, fuck it, whatever. And so she looks it up, gets it. I
I
actually
know
grab
exactly
one.
where this is going.
Oh yeah, do you? Does it end with six
Mhm.
quarts of oil in your garage or in your driveway?
It could. It could. Go ahead,
Oh, it
please.
did.
If you
So,
blindly trust one of these pieces, I think it might.
uh, yeah, I did. So get back home. I do the oil change on the LC 100. Then I do the oil change on the Suburban. I go to start up the Suburban and I looked at my oil pressure and I'm like, that's weird. I'm pretty sure that gauge worked when I hooked it up. So I turned it off pretty quick and I hear drip, 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 drip. And I'm like, shit. I looked under the fucking truck. Oil filter had like just started on, like the threads were almost right to the point where I could get it, you know, hand tight like you do an oil filter. But as soon as the motor shook, it just fell down and shot 6 quart of oil all over my driveway there. So I
Mm,
frantically picked up a shovel, started throwing all the sawdust and dirt and bark dust all over it to try and soak up as much oil as possible. Then scooped it up, threw it away responsibly. So
okay.
that'd be in the trash can. And then vacuumed up the rest, pressure washed with some simple green, scrubbed, pressure wash, scrubbed, pressure wash, and it's okay now. But
That's
I
good.
still had to pay $20 after I took everything back and said, "You guys did this to me." So yeah, I wasn't really thrilled. So
Where did the $20 come from? What did you have to pay?
because it was the best discount he could give me.
Oh, okay. I
I
mean, it is
I
kinda your
did,
fault for not checking, but, you know.
but it was like right
Well, here's a
ish.
fun LS fact. There's 2 different thread pitches for the for the oil filter.
Well, I'm not going to tell them that.
Well, that
So
sucks. So,
so I did get. I reluctantly. ag- Yeah, don't trust that. Don't trust that.
you gotta
They
just
were the
remember
best, and
remember that part number and walk in there and grab it. You know,
oh
Mm.
AutoZone
no,
sells AC Delco filters, so I'm just saying, you just walk in, you boop, grab that OEM one right off the shelf, you get your favorite type of motor oil, and you move on with your day. So when they ask
By
if you
yeah,
favorite
need
type,
help,
do you mean cheapest?
yes.
yeah, oh yeah,
Well,
100%.
yeah.
That's why when somebody asked me, "Do you want to buy all your wheel bearing stuff for the LC 100 for me at Toyota?" I was like, "Nope, it's still too expensive, even with an employee discount. So please give me import direct and precision. Do just fine."
Yeah.
The beauty about
So
those CVs is they have lifetime warranty, right? So,
yeah, so I gotta change those out. So the $20 though, to answer your question fully, Colin, came from the he gave me the employee discount and a military discount,
military employee.
military employee. So I I did not do
.gov jobs.
stolen valor, but it was forced upon me. I'm not a
Mm.
Yeah.
veteran, but I did get a veteran discount because O'Reilly's dumped 6 quarts of oil in my driveway.
Well, thank you for your service, Jesse.
Well, maybe driveway service. I didn't do
Man,
anything.
so what's wrong with the Land Cruiser? Are you just still mad from the Suburban?
Well, I'm mad about that. And what I'm mad about with the Land Cruiser is they gave me the wrong outer bearings
Mm.
in races. So now I have all this apart. Can't
Did
do
you
it.
also have? Did you have them look up those parts?
Well, yeah, I had them look up those parts because I didn't
Telling
look
you,
it up.
man, you're an above average car user. You have to look it up yourself.
Mm,
It's really
I
easy.
wouldn't say that. I'm probably about average.
Mm. And the average guy has not swapped a motor into another vehicle in two different types of vehicles.
See, this is the thing about me is I'm I'm just an idiot that's stubborn and doesn't want to pay somebody to do something, but also likes to learn how to wrench on things. I'm not really a car guy. I'm just an idiot. So that means anybody can get into this. So,
That's what they say.
but they also gave me the wrong uh, oil seals for those as well, for the inner.
Mm.
What do you think?
So,
They gave you 80 series stuff?
I don't know because I've never worked on an 80 series before.
Yeah, I mean, what year is? I bet you
2000?
they put in Forerunner or something stupid because you know
Yeah, I
I
don't know.
it's
Oh,
not
did
that
I hear the sounder for that too? Sorry.
I don't appreciate the job that they're doing because I have done that job and it's a thankless job many times. Colin knows this too. Um,
Boy.
but like, I just don't. I don't need them to waste their time getting me the wrong parts. Now, I
Actually,
have
thinking,
definitely looked up the parts and gotten myself the wrong part before. That's pretty
well, at
fun.
least it's on you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not
And
getting a
thinking of
military discount when that happens.
the
But the best part about the auto parts stores is you can just walk in and say, "This doesn't work," and they'll be like, "Oh, we will return it. It doesn't have a box," and you'll be like, "It didn't come with a box," and they say, "Whatever, man," and they just walk away and do whatever.
uh,
I went to
so
into the one here. I've explained how sketchy my local AutoZone is, and I walked in and I had like my jug full of oil. And I was like, "Hey, I just want to do some oil recycling," and the guy just looked at me, kind of looked me up and down for a second, looked at the back. He said, "It's all the way in the back, past the curtain," and like it's just like at the very back of the store, and totally unsupervised. I'm like, I can't believe you just let me back here."
you feel
He
like
had
you're a part
no
of the crew
cares.
when they do that, though.
Yeah, it was nice.
So, funny story, by the way.
We got self checkout. We can
I I got
self
sorry.
dispose.
I'm gonna I'll hijack for 1 second, but a funny story about Colin and his time as a parts dealer. I had my phone notify me that I had a duplication of contacts, and I had Colin Visage with the picture from my bachelor party, and then I had Colin Fapsarino from back at his time with Faps.
Oh my god.
Oh, the old days.
Oh yes, long ago. That was
So
I got to I how do we do this? I got your account for one of
Yeah.
those companies that was a pain. And it was
It
great to get
was,
it from you because I had so much trouble setting it up.
yeah, it was IMC.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Alex still uses that, I'm pretty sure to
Yeah.
this day. I know this because I've ordered parts like within the last couple of years with him and been like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm just going to use the login and you can charge me whatever markup you need, but I need to look it up."
am I muted,
Sorry,
by the way?
sorry,
Did
Alex.
that work?
Nope.
I'm not muted. Shit. Okay.
Nope.
I was trying to
It's fine.
trying to find an effective way to mute myself so save yourself some time in post.
Oh, I think what we need is the wrenching going on in the background.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I'm
okay.
excited for. Oh yeah, we
You
should
want
probably
to
set the
you want
stage
to
here. Jesse, explain
Oh,
what you're doing right now.
um changing out the wheel bearings on the LC 100 for my wife because the whole front end was taking up a damn storm and found out it wasn't the rotors, found out it wasn't the steering. So finally deduced it down to it's the wheel bearings.
Mm,
And I started with the driver's side actually here. And as soon as I took it off, I was like, shit, the wheel bearings aren't actually bad. It's just the ding nut that did it before didn't tighten up
yeah, that preload nut.
uh, that preload nut.
Yep.
So I flipped the garage coin to say, should I just put it all back together and tighten it up correct? Or should I just replace them? And the coin said replace. So that's what I'm doing.
All right. It's a greasy job. I
Just a
guess it's,
little bit.
Not as greasy for him.
yeah, I
It's
was about to say,
CVs. It's
yeah.
not Burfield's.
You add a
Yeah.
Burfield into the mix, it just gets even worse.
Well, and so here's another thing is I did get CVs
Mhm.
because they're leaking just a little bit. They're fine. The boots are in good condition. It's just the crimp ring that
Mm,
goes around the end on the inner boot, but outer side of it is just throwing a little bit of grease around. So I was like, oh fuck, if I'm gonna get in here, I guess I might as well do it all. But then I started getting into it and started getting frustrated. So I flipped the coin to see if I should replace the CVs or not. And it said no. But now I'm kind of being a little bit stubborn and going against the coin.
Wait, are you literally flipping
Wow.
a coin?
Yeah,
No,
he does
it,
this often.
I
it's
didn't
not
know
a
that.
coin. It's
It's
actually
not an actual coin, but
It's a coin-like device.
yeah, but it it
so
fits the purpose of that.
it's this thing. It's got a P on one
Uh-huh.
side and nothing on the other. This is a piece of aluminum from a LS swap motor mount
Okay.
for the Suburban that it was interfering with something. I don't remember exactly, but it wasn't quite fitting right. And I was like, well, if I cut this off, it'll be great. And then I just kept it around and I start flipping it if I have any sort of doubt, and then just follow the coin's direction.
The coin knows all,
Yeah,
unless it's about CVs, and then the coin doesn't know shit.
I'm on debate. I'm like, I don't really want to do it because also EVs are very expensive and money isn't great right now. So I could save that money and just push this job off for another day when I have more money.
I mean, do you have any like what's the black duct tape? Gorilla tape? That is
Oh yeah,
CV joint. That's CV magic. So you just slap some of that on there and return those things and get your $250 back.
buddy, you just saved me some money.
And if it leaks, I mean, you were going to replace them anyways, so
Yeah,
it was
exactly. It
who
was meant to
cares?
be. Sean and the coin say don't replace them. So this
Yeah, I'm in
cover's going
full
back on.
full alignment with the coin.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
not bad. And it's like it's not like she takes this thing on long trips or goes off road or I mean the longest trip it takes is down to
I
Springfield.
honestly, it'll drive with no grease in the CV for another 100,000 miles.
oh
That's
yeah.
what I was
It
thinking. It's
does
like,
not
well,
matter.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
how
I
do you
think
know?
we've all dirtbagged enough front wheel drive cars to know that that's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking of my front wheel drive cars. I was
Oh,
gonna
your
my
all-wheel drives?
Montero.
Mm,
I went with torn boots from the minute I lifted it. I never replaced them. They never made any noise.
perfect.
Even even with freaking getting washed out in the snow and water and sand and all that shit, never did them.
Good to go.
Now the Range Rover, on the other hand, didn't last as long.
It
But I
is a
think that
Range
was a
Rover.
traction control thing. It didn't like the interference or whatever it was getting from like semi binding up or
Oh,
something
interesting.
because there was no grease in it. So then like the traction control acted all funny. But yeah, I guess on front wheel drive cars too. Man,
I
ages.
yeah, I went through many like this is bad. It's leaking. I would replace them just because it was getting on my wheels. Like that's the only time I'd be like, well,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got to
yeah.
replace this because it's all over
But
my
once it's
wheels.
dry, it doesn't leak anymore.
That's a good point.
It's totally
The
fine.
inner
Just
is
run it
fair
out of
game. Who
grease.
cares?
And that's
Yeah,
kind of what I
inners are like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. No problem at all.
The Mark III, I remember pulling off at a gas station because I was like, "What the shit is smoking?" And I had just replaced my clutch in it, and so I thought I did something wrong, but it turns out it was just my CV throwing grease onto the
Mm.
exhaust manifold
Onto the
passenger
header. Yeah.
side. And so I was like, it's fine.
Yeah. Who
Just let it
cares?
ride.
Man,
Yeah.
I sent you guys a picture, but this just reminded me of my recent fix. We didn't talk about that last week, right? Because we didn't. That was after the podcast that I ran into this. So,
Yeah.
um, when before I went to Moab, I started noticing that I was getting these like these little, I don't know, probably half 50-cent piece, I guess, dollar coin size. That was weird.
A Sacagawea?
Yeah. Uh, that size drips under the middle of it, in the middle of the car, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And I thought it was maybe my transfer case leaking, which was weird, but I just was like, it's kind of like gross looking fluid. Didn't really think anything of it. Took it to Moab. It kept getting worse, kept making bigger and bigger spots every time I was sitting. And then I started realizing it was mostly happening when it was running. So
Mm.
the longer I would idle, the more it would drip. It's like, God, that's strange. It must be the transmission. Why is it the transmission? I started looking around, and it turns out my adapter from the like the tail housing to the piece that attaches to the front of the Toyota transfer case has 4 bolts, and they're inside of the, like, you have to take it apart to get to them. They were so loose, I probably had like a 1/4 inch of movement in between my transfer case and my transmission. So that was
God.
pretty awesome. So I had to pull the transfer case off to, well, not all the way. I got it all the way disconnected and pushed as far back as I could so I could get my hand in there and tighten the adapter back up before we went camping this weekend.
Oh, I'm gonna
It
get loud
was,
for a second.
do it.
And
That's not even that loud.
Yeah, that's. I think
That
they.
was anticlimactic.
I think they're gonna. Yeah, your headphones are gonna really deaden that down. I think
It's kind of
so. It's like
nice. It's a good
not
sound.
even noticeable for us almost.
So funny. Well, while he's doing that, maybe we should introduce the Campfire Passport podcast.
oh,
Mm. Brought to you in part by Win Home Inspections.
That's right. Mostly by Win.
I'm gonna say,
In part.
And from
In part.
viewers like you.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
and participants like me and you
Mm-hmm.
and you. I can't point at you both, but you both.
What was I? Oh, well, I guess the other thing, I do have a couple news items while we're waiting on Jesse to do things. If you
Yeah, we better cover
Yeah,
those.
want to cover some
just
news,
Yep.
keep going, brother.
keep going, brother. I don't know if either one of you caught this. I would assume that Colin may have found it somewhere, but I didn't even realize it kind of quietly happened. I saw a press release about it the other day. Overland has created a new thing called the Overland Collective, and they acquired Overland Journal and Expedition Portal like 3 weeks
Mm.
ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you see
I
that?
did. Yeah, I did see. I didn't look into it at all, but I did see the posturing about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, I'm trying to decide what I want to say about it, but it's I'm they've grown a lot, and that's like a good thing. It is interesting to watch them take those other brands though, which have been, you know, they're in the same space, but they have different audiences and maybe different levels of trust within them. And
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. I'm curious to know what's going to happen. I think the average consumer of any of those things will not even notice a difference and know what's what. But it is a little bit of a conglomeration of Overland things and Overland media that's kind of interesting to me, like to watch happen. I'm curious, like what the backstory is there, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm wondering like why, like, did they need the buyout? Like,
I think that must have been it.
what is the
I
reasoning
know
for this?
I've heard many people, like in the like YouTube car journalist, especially not so much like major media, but I mean that too. Talk about ad dollars are thinner right now, um, and there's a little less spend going on. So as somebody that I would assume, Expedition Portal probably runs a pretty tight ship. They're not a big thing at all, and
Mm-hmm.
neither is Overland Journal. So I would assume that it a little bit hurts them a lot if they lose a little bit of advertiser. And if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, we'll give you, X amount of money to buy your brand," and maybe Scott Brady keeps a job or whatever, like I don't know, maybe that makes sense, and maybe they're more powerful that way, and it's harder for them to fail. But it does bring in the like, Expedition Overland has like their own sponsors and things, and if they own that company, it does get a little bit. It's an interesting conversation to see like what that means for the ad base and all of those other pieces. And obviously, like I have my own opinions and my own thoughts and my own experiences with the way it works. And I'm not dumb to the fact that sometimes it's just not going to matter, but it is interesting.
Yeah, I don't, I don't know. It's weird. The whole thing is weird, and I guess it'll be interesting to see what Clay thinks that he needs to do to it.
I think
Like,
that's what's going to be the thing, right? Like, and none of these brands are really beloved to me. Like, I don't really have that much invested in them as far as my time or thought. I'm a
yeah,
casual reader of Expedition Portal, and I'm a casual watcher of Expedition Overland. Like, I don't really
yep,
need either one of them in my life, but I do think that they are both pretty important to the Overland specific space in different ways. And I think the more that the you know the more they can keep separate, probably the better. um,
mm-hmm,
if they cross over some story or whatever, like that's cool, that's fine. They're already getting they're already getting coverage through Overland Journal and through Expedition Portal. That's a thing. But
yeah,
if it starts to not look genuine, then that's when I think they'll get into trouble with people being like, hey, what the hell, what happened? um I don't know. I mean, give them the benefit of the doubt, I guess, and maybe it'll be totally fine and they're stronger together. um, but it is an odd monopoly. I think if they picked up like Overland Expo or something, it would be like a what the hell kind of moment. But otherwise, we'll see. That was the biggest news thing. Although this story on the Autopian is pretty cool, or pretty interesting as well. This is not super surprising, although they pitch it as this very surprising thing. The headline is GM's bet on a new V8 is its biggest investment in an engine plant ever. And the cliff notes really are that GM basically put a huge amount of money into an engine plant to develop their next generation of their V8, which the V8 is the backbone of that company. Um, LS LT is the thing, and small block Chevy before it. They were just, I mean, they're the most iconic V8s probably ever, and they power so many of their vehicles. But the conversation here is more about moving away from maybe some hybrid technologies or electric technologies or whatever else. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not that surprised though. Like not even just you know current direction. I think it's just one of those things that it's going to take so long for them to phase out a V8 anyways that of course they're going to put a ton of money into the next generation of it because it's going to power all of their trucks at some point.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, it's gonna have to power them for a long time. I mean, you see their durations of their V8s and how long they put them in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I mean, what the LS lasted from
99.
1999, and
Yep.
then that small block Chevy. I mean, yeah, they went to the TVI in 91 or
But it's the
90.
same
But it was the
basic.
It's
same
same,
thing.
yeah, but it was the same thing from fuck what 1960 something or other. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I'm not. That's a Tyson question.
Well, yeah, Corvette. I think the lineage is back to the Corvette, like the 50, like 53 is first year for the Corvette. I don't know. I don't know if they're the same like generation of small block V8, but I think that there's very close ties, if not.
Yeah.
By all means, get after it, Chevy.
Yeah, I mean they're going to, of course. It, it doesn't. It's not surprising.
67.
67, really? So before that, it was like the
350
283
small
or
block.
something.
Yeah, the original small block began in 54, but
Okay,
that was a 265.
265. Okay,
Mm.
darn. Well,
So you were on the right track,
I
Sean.
was on the right track, but I didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the 350 high performance option was introduced in 67 for the Chevrolet Camaro.
Hmm.
yeah, small block V8, late 54. Interesting. Well, anyways, I'm sure that. What is Jesse doing now? What's he got going on here? Oh,
Oh,
you're wiping your
I
hands.
was just, yeah, I ran out of gloves. So I only had one glove to pack that wheel bearing. So this
Oof.
hand got a little greasy. Make sure to Gojo the ever. I mean, sorry. I was just making this is the Gojo. It makes that for the G.
Oh,
Oh, it's
interesting.
Scoop. Sorry, Scoop. Same thing.
Scoop. Oh, it's same. It's still a G. Would have been
Still a
embarrassing
G.
if it was some other brand of hand cleaner that
Purple stuff or something.
purple stuff. Yeah, who knows?
Oh,
All right, that's all the news I had. It was
That's it, huh?
light news week. Although I also didn't look very, very hard. So
Oh, well. Why would you do that?
I don't have a responsibility to fill a show with information or anything. I thought we could get like 15 minutes off of the Expedition Overland thing. Colin was surprisingly quiet about it.
I don't know. It's
You really dislike that guy, and I don't blame you.
it's not that I dislike him, it's that I dislike his vibe.
He does not have
I'm
he has a youth pastor vibe for sure, which is really not for me.
I'm definitely a vibes guy, and that I don't know.
He's no Graham Cahill, that's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll take any one of the 4-wheel drive 24/7 guys over listening to Clay wax poetic about the last sunset he fucking saw, you know what I mean?
Talk about the experience.
Yeah, all the things that it means to him to be able to sit there and see that sunset, you know?
So blessed.
Blessed, yeah. Very, very blessed.
Always a blessing.
Yeah.
well, I'm going to move to this other tire because I'm at a spot here that I can't get any farther. Because on
What
top of
happened?
running out of gloves, I ran out of grease. So
Oh man.
Oh,
You gonna take us to the auto parts store?
yeah, we're gonna have to go on an auto parts run too.
Just let us talk to him.
Oh man, it's gonna be great because I'll be able to do this again.
Just the whole time.
Just listen to me to tell them, don't
I
give
can't
me the
wait till this
goddamn
episode
wrong
gets pulled
parts
for
again.
that.
Got it locked and loaded.
Oh, you are replacing the bearings. I was gonna say, if you're just tightening that, you don't have to take the wheel off. But I remember now. The coin says you're replacing the bearings, and the coin is always
Yes.
right.
Yeah. Coin is always right.
This is
Son of a
fun to
bitch.
watch.
Coin.
I know it's not fun to listen
Except
to,
for
but
when you call
God,
it a
it's
coin,
fun
because
to
it's not a
watch.
coin.
Yeah. The fab flipper or doohickey that tells me what to do.
You sure you're not ready to replace those brakes, Jesse?
Yeah, they're like pretty damn good.
I can't tell from here. I just wanted you to look.
Well, so I'm
Make him second guess it.
the pads are really good. There's plenty left on them, but I'm going to replace the rotors in here as well, just because I don't want to run the risk that that could be the wobble.
Wait a minute.
But
You're going to replace
definitely,
the rotors, but you're going to keep the pads?
yeah, might as well.
No.
That's like,
No, the
that's
coin will
total-
not like
That's the
that.
total opposite.
The
Well, do you
coin
want to
will
see? All right,
not.
let's see. Let's see.
Here we go. Live coin that isn't a coin flip.
Okay, pad means pad. We're replacing the pads, and then nothing.
Okay.
Shit.
Did you tell it the
Replacing the
context?
pads.
That's right, you are.
Look here, it reads my mind. And it said replace the pads. So fuck you, Sean. God damn it.
Mhm.
So
I
we're going
told
to
you.
the part store?
The coin is right.
Make sure that I get pads too.
Make sure you get brake clean, just in case you don't have any.
Oh no,
I mean, you already needed
I
grease and gloves too, so.
The gloves are going to be the most expensive part of this trip.
5 gallons of brake clean. We're good on that front.
Oh yeah, you did I forgot you've got
Oh, here we go.
the self-refiller scenario.
Look at the
Yeah.
big brain on Brad.
Well, maybe in that sense. But I'm also the guy that doesn't have grease during a wheel bearing exchange. God damn it, I forgot my fucking hammer.
This is so fun.
I'll get there eventually, guys.
Well, if you say so.
I mean, one way or another, I always do.
That's right.
Hmm.
Colin, you have any exciting vehicle things happen recently?
No, I was thinking about this other Colin situation. Maybe we should air his grievances
His dirty laundry?
on here as well, because
Yeah.
we like to have these conversations of
Helping out your friends?
stories surrounding helping friends or family or what have you when it comes to car stuff. And actually, I'm realizing that I have a helping friends or family story as well. So,
okay. Do you want
there we
to
go.
do the Colin one first, or?
Well, either way, it's a Colin one.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So,
Well,
Let's go and talk about
it's my story or it's his story.
that's a good point. You want to lay this one out, or you want me to?
as soon as I get this one.
For Colin?
Yeah. Jesse is talking.
I'm on a podcast while
to
I
someone
do this.
that's not us.
Yeah.
I'm on a podcast.
My wife. I'm just going to get this side off and that'll be it.
Is he talking to a neighbor?
I think he's talking to Anna.
Okay.
Yeah, give me like 40 minutes, 45.
He's on a podcast, like he's on different podcasts from time to
Yeah,
time.
he's got multiple that he needs
I'm
to.
saying that
Oh,
I'm not being
jeez.
weird. Well, I'm also trying not to plug up the podcast with our conversation.
Oh my god. The
If
episode
it's any
needs to be called "I'm
consolation,
not
Sean
being
and Colin
weird."
are having a
I'm not
hoot
being
out
weird.
of this.
We love it.
All right, I gotta bust my
Hey, say
ass
hi
off getting
for
this
us.
thing. She's
All right,
gone.
get after it, Jesse. Come on, we're not
I
holding
know.
you
No,
up.
I gotta.
You're holding you up.
Mhm.
I'm
We're just telling stories.
I'm the only one
Did you
holding
just
me
give
up.
her a real time, by the way? Because I don't know if you guys realize this, but you got to at least double whatever you think it is, because you are going to take much more than 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, to take this side off is all I'm hoping to get off now. if this stupid conical nut would come off.
Mm-hmm.
Or conical washer.
I usually when Natasha comes and asks me how long it's gonna take, I usually say, tomorrow.
I don't know. I don't know. That's my favorite
go-to.
answer.
It's just probably tomorrow.
That's
That
good.
answer is not good enough. I promise you. I've
Uh-oh.
done, I don't know. And it's like, nope, you do know. Just tell me.
If I tell you, I'm going to be wrong. Well,
Yeah.
okay. So, one of our friends has decided to do
The other Colin.
one of my favorite things that our friend of our group of car friends does, which I'm assuming most like car guy group chats must have the same thing, but like it started to get me to make me like super cynical, and I kind of hate all of it, but I also can't not put my opinion in. But he starts a message with, "Hey, sold my wife's car," which we can kind of get into the story of why. But sold my wife's car, looking for something new for the next 2 years, thinking I might want to lease. Um, he said, we've got the new Scout is what we want to get in 2 years, so it needs to be a 2-year kind of deal. Wife doesn't care about, isn't a car person. Like, we don't know who she is, but whatever. Wife isn't a car person.
Never met her.
Yeah, wife isn't a car person. Just needs room for whatever, a group of kids and 2 dogs or something like that. And then he says she likes the 4Runner. So immediately, everybody's direction is scattered all over the place. Everything from no one reads like the into what it actually should be. It goes from like ridicule about what he might want to get, like this is something that he he is running completely, all the way to Mike suggesting the exact same thing that he bought, which doesn't fit into this scenario even remotely. It just, it's so funny how widely varied we can all get. And
Well,
I agree, or I also do it. I did the same thing. I did a little back and forth with some dumb ideas, but then also said, or maybe the 4Runner, because that's what your wife has identified that she wants. And we just glossed over that for a while, and then like went to
Yeah.
Bronco. And
he
the
went to
fun
Bronco.
part for me is that he went to Bronco. Yeah,
He
this
went to Bronco
happens
because I
every
do
single
think it
time.
is.
You
Sorry, I was going to say, I think it is important to note that the reason she wants a different vehicle from the Q5 is she wants a bigger
Yeah,
vehicle. So that's why a
yes,
lot
because
of us went to things like the Sequoia.
full size SUV.
Yeah,
the
because
the
it's bigger
the
than a Q5.
That's true. The Q5 is a funny one because I've been told by him that it's tiny, and I also have one in my family, and I mean it's not the biggest vehicle in the world, but and I don't have. Oh, I do have 2 dogs. Never mind. Sorry, I have 2 dogs as well. But I don't regularly carry around 2 kids with the 2 dogs. So I don't, it's everybody's got their needs. That's fine. But it is funny when someone says, "Hey, I think I need something bigger than a Q5. How about a Bronco?" And we're all like,
It's the
it's
same
not
size.
smaller. And it is bigger. I looked it up. It's like 8 cubic feet bigger of cargo space, which is more than I thought it was going to be. And I think that's mostly height. So I don't know.
That's width too.
Yeah. And it's bigger like in the seating areas, but it's the same amount of seats, right? So like, I don't know. What a funny thing. Anyways, we all went back and forth. It was just really funny to just see the most outlandish things. I wanted to suggest a Cayenne, but I decided against it.
Oh, you should have.
That would have been the classic
It is
Sean
bigger.
thing.
So I also I started trolling like Cars and Bids like during that conversation, and there was a 2022 Range Rover autobiography that was going across. And I was like,
Oh
that's a
man,
good idea.
That
Much
would have been a
bigger.
good idea. Mm-hmm.
I'd be
I
fully
don't
on
know if he
board with
landed
that
on
idea.
anything.
Yeah, maybe you should go ahead and push that issue.
Yeah, I'm
In
not
fact,
pushing
push
anything.
it now. because he was just talking in the text thread.
Oh, was he?
Why don't you go ahead and shoot that text over to him now, and maybe we can give a live update
On air?
on air when he responds to it.
I've backed out of this. I don't want any part of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You on you,
I don't want
Sean.
to. I know. No suggestions for me. You still trying to get those little cone washers or cone nuts out?
Yeah, these ones are just being a total dick. The other side was way easier. It was 2 hits and they just popped right out.
Mm. Colin's doing it. Colin's suggesting it.
I am.
Range
I
Rover.
am.
Did he update on what he was looking at?
Let's see. So the latest on it was Beck wants a Land Cruiser. I don't want base model. Do I find her a previous model 200 series with 50 to 75,000 miles?
Oh man, this is a
or
Colin
new
thing. He cannot have something with high miles. So he's going to spend the same amount of money on a 200 series with 50,000 miles than a brand new mid-level 250. If you're listening, Colin, which I know you're not because you never listen to us. Not that I care about it. But
I can find a 16 or so with 60,000 miles on them for similar
to a brand new
maybe a few bucks cheaper
No.
than a 2425 with
You should-
10K on them.
Oh my god.
So I said, have you looked into any L405
He
Range Rovers?
hates Range Rovers, by the way. one of his good friend, like one of his closest friends, had bought a new, I think a Range Rover Sport a couple years ago, and man, he was so mad about it. He was like, "It's the stupidest thing ever. I can't believe he bought this." And I was like, it's brand new. It's under warranty. Like, it's his money, whatever. It's a cool car. And he's like, "No, it's not. It's a piece of crap." Well, okay.
Have you owned one?
That's just like your opinion, man.
This is my qualm though. This is peak car guy friends. My wife wants this. What else can I get?
What else should I look at?
The answer to your question is in the first sentence, and you just cannot fathom.
Can't accept it. Yeah.
That you could get the thing that she actually wants. And like, I'm certain, again, this must happen with other car guy friends. Like I have to, but I just am, every time I'm like, man, I understand that you might not like it, or maybe you don't want a, mid-sized boring ass SUV or whatever the thing is that she wants, but like, she's paying for part of it. I'm certain of it. At least half, maybe more in some of our cases. Like, you never know.
She's the one driving it the most, I would assume, as well.
It's her car. And honestly, if that conversation happened in reverse, all of these guys would be so mad. If the conversation was like, "Hey, Tyson's thinking about getting a new car. He wants a new Volvo, but I think that's fucking stupid. I think he should get a Honda." Like, could you imagine how that would go? Not to call it Tyson. He's not the main person in this probably, but still, it's funny.
I think we'd be okay with him getting a Honda.
But I mean, it depends on the Honda.
Well,
depending on the Honda,
but he might
just
not.
got rid of one too. Like, he just had the CRV, right?
True.
Yes. Not relevant, but yes.
Technically, yeah.
Well, Godspeed, Colin. Other Colin. Yeah. You'll figure it out.
Is Colin a natural listener?
Thing.
No, he won't listen. He doesn't he doesn't like podcasts.
Sure.
Not even if it's his friends.
Yeah.
Not a supporter.
Rank.
Yeah. Oh, they can't even get one more listen off of him.
We got another podcast person.
Who is this?
Oh,
it's Royce.
That's the first time for Royce.
Is this Royce?
Yeah.
Hi, Royce.
They said hi.
Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Cool. You should ask him what his wife, what kind of car she wants.
She drives a RAV4
What kind of car
hybrid.
is she looking for? So we can lead him down a different path.
Yeah. Is he thinking about replacing it with something like a Sequoia?
Oh, you ever thinking about replacing it with a Sequoia? Yeah. Oh, it's a Highlander hybrid.
Oh,
Sorry.
jeez. Never mind. It's like
Oh,
that's a big old vehicle. All right, Colin. What's your car guy friend thing?
so I think that I kind of had talked this story before about Natasha's sister looking for a replacement car.
Maybe, yeah.
Did I mention that at all? Maybe I didn't. Well, at any rate, even after the heated warnings from myself and Tyson to whatever you're looking at, bring it into the shop.
Sure.
We can do a pre-purchase inspection on it and then give you advice from there. She proceeded to not do that and just buy the first thing that she liked and drove. She didn't test drive anything, I don't think, except for this vehicle.
Okay.
And right away was like, okay, that's the one. And so it had a blower motor noise right off the rip. Didn't like they found it while on test drive.
What kind of car?
So it, so this was the other journey, was getting her to something that made sense. It started at new CRV, and then it devolved into, well, money things changed, and so she had to kind of tail back
Dial it back a little.
some ideas and things, you know. So it was and she said that she would like to have something that she might be able to, you know, go out camping with us sometimes and things like that. And so then we kind of got into the
Tahoe.
you know, Tahoe.
Sorry.
We got, like, I mean, I made plenty of suggestions
Yeah.
of, you know, well, you could look at these, you could look at those. And here I'm making these suggestions as a, like, go find one, test drive it, see what you think. Then look at the next one.
Yeah.
Test drive it, see what you think. Figure out, because that's the thing, like, people that aren't car people, they need to take advantage of the, I'm going to test drive this and
so
see
they can feel
what
it.
I like.
Yeah.
Because you and us on the podcast, we're all people that are like, I know what I want. I'm only looking at it and test driving it to make sure it's not a fucking pile of shit.
Basically.
That's the only thing we're there to do.
Yeah.
It is, we know what we're getting. People that don't know what they're getting need to do that so that they can understand what they like and don't like about it, and if the next thing is a fix for that.
Yeah.
So she does, like I said, she doesn't do that. She test drives one thing, one of the suggestions, which was a 2016 Grand Cherokee.
Okay.
Which, you know, fine. It's a perfectly fine appliance Jeep that has, you know, 4-wheel drive and stuff. So whatever, you know, a little extra luxury things.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the stupid Pentastar in it. So it's, you know, the same engine that's in billions of fucking vehicles. So parts are plentiful and all that shit. So, okay, fine, whatever. So, like I said, blower noise when you have it on high. The dealership that she acquired it from said, "Oh, blower motor's probably bad. Don't worry about it. We will take care of it." So let her take it home and everything. She takes it home. They're supposed to schedule for getting it in to fix. Okay, whatever. While, let's see, so it was literally the next day, I said, well, since it's here and they already need to fix something, why don't you bring it by the shop? We can do an inspection on it and raise our concerns as well.
Sure.
And then go from there. Okay. So I drive it from her work to the shop, and and then Tyson starts looking at it. First thing he does is opens up the glove box and pulls out the cabin filter. And it is stuffed to the brim with debris and like food and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen an airbox that full of rodent stuff
Mm-hmm.
like ever. And this is a 2016 vehicle,
Yeah.
like not old.
They just park
And
it in
so
the rat's
that was
nest.
our first thing was like, right?
Yeah.
So that was the first thing was like, we go, this was a 3-minute look over on the car and we already found this.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's the noise. Your airbox is so packed full of stuff that it's overflowing into the freaking cabin filter
Okay.
and so it's running into the blower motor too.
Nice.
And so we're telling her like, okay, that, and then there was some other questionable things that were found, namely a screen that was installed over the air intake inlet.
Oh,
So
to
they
keep the rats
knew
out.
that there was a rodent problem.
Yep.
But didn't do anything about it. Just did that.
I mean, they did something.
Yeah. Lots of corrosion in weird places and things like that. So it kind of got the vibe of it's been sitting at the coast for a while, and like by sitting I mean sitting. And she was attracted to this one because it had low miles. So here we go.
Everybody
low
with
miles.
their low miles. Gotta have low
not
miles.
always the precursor here. So after that, it becomes okay, you need to tell them that this is a large issue here, and at the very least, that needs to get cleaned out and disinfected because
Yeah.
hantavirus in your air conditioning is not a great way to do it because, I mean, she's got young kids. Like, we don't need that.
Just not great in general.
So after that, it turns into this big long rigmarole of when they can do it, when they can't do it, and this and that. And the funny twist is that they have a 2018 same vehicle, has a few more miles on it, but is slightly newer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same fucking color.
Okay.
Same exact car. And I tell her, why don't you see if you can go swap them? Just be like, why don't we just do this? You give me that one, I'll give you this one. And I said, but tell them, thanks to this issue, I want a pre-purchase inspection to make sure that this one looks okay.
Yeah.
And then if it is, cool, we'll do the swap. So they do agree to that.
Wow. Okay.
But they say that one, the 2018, also has issues that it has been needing to get done.
Okay.
Namely, apparently a camshaft.
Oh.
Which is kind of serious, but and then what did you say? It said
How do they?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know, Sean.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just wondering.
Also, the suspension on the driver's side needs to be completely redone.
Okay.
This was the other thing.
Okay.
Like, okay, so was it wrecked? Like, why does the suspension need to be completely redone? Still don't get much information out of them, obviously.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks later, it's finally done, and there was an agreed upon that once it was done, they were going to bring it by here so that we could look at it, as in the dealership was going to bring it by here and look at it. So, and then we could say yay or nay.
Okay.
They proceeded to drive it into their Redmond location from Bend and put a sticker on it, put it on the lot for sale.
Perfect.
God,
yeah.
I want to hear how this story ends really bad, but my phone is at 1% and it's going to die.
Oh my God.
So,
well, I guess you're just going to have to listen later.
I'm going to have to catch up on the podcast here on Spotify or YouTube or, wherever you like to listen to your podcasts.
Wherever you find your podcast. Yeah. Also, if you find a charger, you can come back.
Yeah. I don't know. That might not happen.
Good luck.
I got
Remember,
kids
Alright.
upstairs and dinners to make and eat, and so
okay, you
hey,
flip a
it
coin
was
about it.
fun letting you guys watch me
Yeah.
work on the Land Cruiser. Maybe next week I won't have it done, and you
Yeah.
can watch me put it back together.
We
We
can
can keep
all,
going.
we can only
Yeah.
hope.
All right. See you guys.
Bye, Jesse.
So yeah. So Dalton ends up driving into Redmond to pick it up,
Oh my God.
bring it back over here
Hmm.
so that we can look at it. And that was today. And yeah, and like I said, this is 2 weeks later. It's finally happening. Tyson gave the okay on this one after his pre-purchase inspection, and yeah, so it might finally be resolved here.
So the one that had issues is better.
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know what those issues really were, what they meant by any of those things.
I'm.
Like when they said replace the cam, I was like, do you think that did they mean cam sensor maybe? Like I could see that, but
Yeah,
replacing a whole cam?
that's excessive.
Yeah. But then Tyson was saying that he looked it up, and apparently the Penastars like were eating lifters or something like that, or so
Okay.
maybe it had that issue.
I mean, that seems like fairly major. I mean, not that a rodent issue isn't, but I trust his opinion. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So whatever he came up with, I'll back him. I wouldn't even flip the coin.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, they're both black.
Mm.
So that was the other thing. It's like,
Yeah, well.
don't get black. She got black. But yeah, it was quite the road that we were on there to arrive where we've arrived.
What were your suggestions? Like what?
Oh man, well, I mean, I will say I did say, what about, like a Tahoe or something like that, just because of like reliability, cheap,
Sure.
all of that thing. And she was like, I think that's too big. I don't know that I can drive something that's that big.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I said, okay, that's, that's fine. And so then I went down the, Sequoias, the, the, if you can get over the way they look in the front end, the what are those? The
Q7.
Patrol, the Infinity version of the Patrol.
Oh, oh my God.
What is that? Is it a Q?
Yeah. QX 56. QX 56. They're big.
QX56. Yeah. I mean, they're
It's Tahoe
Sequoia
big.
size.
Yeah, Sequoia Tacoma.
Yeah, they're right around that, but they don't seem as big. But yeah, we went to those. What else did I suggest in the more? It started off as wanted an Xterra, like a second gen Xterra,
Okay.
and
Reasonable.
yeah, and Brandon at the time had his for sale, and she was like, "Oh, I wish I could get it right now," but it wasn't, the timing was not proper because she would have just bought that, and I think it would have been freaking golden at that point. But,
Yeah.
because we know how Brandon is, but
Yeah.
just like, yeah, all kinds of things in that like age range and size around the Grand Cherokee. But again, it's not like she went and looked at any of them. She only fucking looked at the one.
Yeah,
So,
that is like a non-car person thing. I think that they're just like, I think they just want to get it over with, and I don't really blame them too much on that. But like, I think that, like, to your point about like we already know usually the answer to the question. We're just trying to like make sure it's not a piece of crap or whatever. We also know, like, maybe I've never driven a QX56 more than across a parking lot, but like I understand what it feels like. I know what it drives like because I understand the size of it and the, drive type and the engine and like enough about it to be like, yeah, they couldn't possibly make it so uncomfortable to drive that I wouldn't drive it. So like if I had found one of those and I had decided that's a thing that I want and I had done a bunch of research because I'm me and I would have done that, then I would feel pretty comfortable buying, the first one that had all the things I needed and wasn't a piece of crap and was priced fairly. Like I'd just go, all right,
Yeah.
cool. Like I wouldn't cross shop a Tahoe because I wouldn't be looking for a Tahoe. I'd be looking for a QX56. Like that is the thing I'm looking for.
Yep.
So I bought my 80 series that way, right? Like I just went and picked it up. It was it was the one I wanted, so I got
Mhm.
it. Um, and I think
Yeah.
maybe sometimes I think car people maybe take it for granted that they know those things or like understand those things, maybe. But
Yes.
like when we were shopping for our Q5, like we looked at a bunch. I had her drive a bunch of different cars or a few different cars at least to just be like, listen, like try this, see if you like it.
Mhm.
And she drove a Q5 and was like, oh, I didn't think I'd like that. I do. Great. Maybe that's an
Yeah.
option. So we
Exactly.
started
That's
looking
why
around. Here we
that's
are.
why we're doing
Yeah.
this.
So it's like, it's such a funny thing. And that's how we get like into these dumb conversations with our friends too, because we know what we would want. So like
Mhm.
when these conversations come up sometimes with someone that's either our spouse or relative or other friend that's outside of the car circle, sometimes that's such a weird conversation when they're just like, yeah, I've got $35,000 to spend and I want a sports car. I'm thinking about getting a brand new G35. And you're like, why not a 911? Oh god, no, I could never. And you're like, but that's
Yeah.
what you want. Like you don't want a G35. That's stupid. I guess
Yeah.
G37 or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like the point stands. Like that's not what you want, but that's what they think they want. So they have made that decision with a completely different set of variables than we would have.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I mean, I, I well, I can't honestly say I attempted to steer toward uh something Japanese. Um, I mean, because I gave her the LX470,
yeah,
or the whatever the one after that is.
200
They,
series of 570.
yeah, the 570. Like,
GX would be a really good option in that same
yep, I
wheelhouse.
gave the
GX
GX.
460s are great.
Like I said, I mean, even a slightly older Forerunner.
Yeah.
Like, look at.
Porsche Cayenne.
I gave her these options. Like Jeep was like the last one that I said, and then that's the one that
Yeah,
she went for. So
you know, it
okay,
might just be an unremarkable experience that doesn't even matter. And that's kind of the way it goes.
yeah, I don't
It's,
know.
yeah. I, sometimes that surprises me. Like my mom bought we've talked about this before, like just in person, I think, but my mom bought a Santa Fe, or no, it's not a Santa Fe. It's the smaller one. What's smaller than a Santa Fe? It's a mm,
Tucson.
Tucson. Yeah. Tucson N line. It was like brand new. She was super excited about it. And I was just like, how the hell did you land on this? And then I drove it and I've been around it a bunch and I'm like, you know what? This is kind of a win. Like, it's got all the tech that you would ever want. It's really reasonably priced. It's got this crazy warranty because it's Hyundai. And like,
Hmm.
for her, it's perfect. And I would have never suggested that. she she would be driving a Cayenne. But I it's what she got and it's actually pretty great. So like sometimes if you just get your car guy opinion completely out of it, I guess it's probably fine too. But
Yeah,
who knows? It also could
yeah,
just blow up tomorrow. I really don't know. I don't think
yeah.
it will, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get to look at it, and I wasn't here when Tyson gave his findings, um, but it's funny. She was getting out of a Hyundai
Uh,
that was it was okay
I don't
for her.
I
It
don't
was
think they
it
age
had
well.
yeah, it definitely did not do that
Yeah.
because I think we did like Tyson personally did 3 alternators in that thing, I think.
Okay.
So 3 alternators, a couple batteries, but outside of that, I don't think she really did anything to it. And then it started to sound like it was eating itself alive.
Nice.
And we decided that was timing chain stuff going on.
Trade in time.
And when she was told how much that would cost, it was not worth what the vehicle is even worth,
Yeah.
So it became, okay, well, I'll essentially park it so that I don't have it blow up on me while I'm driving it until I'm set to go and trade it in or sell it or whatever. And this dealership gave her more than I thought they would give her on trade in.
It's good.
And so I think that was part of it too, is why she kind of like jumped at buying quickly, is because it was supposed to be a, what would you possibly give me for this?
Yeah.
And it was too much. And I said, wow, that's a lot. And then next thing I know, she's, driving the fucking thing home. So
What can I pick off the lot today?
yeah.
Yeah. What a strange
Well,
industry.
it is. It really is. Speaking of taking stuff off the lot today.
What can I do to get you into this pile of crap? How about an International with a Class C motorhome attached to it?
Right? Yeah. Should have been listening to the pod. She would have had many better options.
Yeah, she wants a hashed out old pre-runner from California. We got you.
Gotcha. Where should I start, Sean?
Most capable.
Most capable?
Mm-hmm.
Most capable of what?
Oh.
Off-road?
No, let me back up.
Okay.
The one that you think that I'm the least likely to pick.
The one that I think you're the least likely to pick.
I was going to say off-road capable, yes, but then I realized that we've been kind of branching out here.
Let's see. What do I got?
Did I share that? I didn't. When I was going to share a car a couple weeks ago, there was a B8 Audi A4 Avant with a full S4 conversion, manual trans and everything. It was sweet. Anyways,
Wow.
yeah. Local for sale here.
By here you mean Denver.
Yes, I mean Denver.
Okay. I feel like it might not be this one, but it might be this one. I've got it down to 2.
Okay.
But I'm gonna start with this. 76 Mazda 808 RX3. So it's the wagon.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it is an
And,
RX3. Interesting.
4th owner, bought it from the original family. The wife bought it new and sold it to her grandson about 7 years ago. He got into a small fender bender and gave it back, and the husband then put it in his name, and then I bought it.
Wow.
You can see traces of paint overspray on the rear quarter window rubber, so it was repainted at some point, and the passenger front fender has been more recently repainted and is off several shades.
Okay.
So I'm guessing this was repaired due to the accident the grandson was in. Due to the accident, the title shows reconstructed. PVC valve was bad, so I bypassed it while leaving everything original. I've driven it on 400-mile trips. Not 4 100-mile trips, 400-mile trips.
400 1-mile trips.
400 1-mile trips. I think it could use a carb rebuild, uses some oil, and 4-speed manual 4-cylinder gas engine. Car is very straight and original. Well, if it's been in a wreck, it's not very straight.
Yeah.
Has factory toolkit. So, white. Has some of era billet wheels.
Kind of cool. Oh, okay. I see. There is a rotary version of this car and a 4-cylinder version of it. I was very confused about the engine.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. This one's the 4-banger.
Yep. That's kind of lame.
Right?
It's still cool. These are really hard
cool
to find. Like, you never see these early Mazdas.
Yeah.
The seats are pretty
Especially
hashed.
the wagons.
Yeah.
You see the trucks every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I would say it goes like trucks most often, and then the like hatchback thing.
Yeah.
And then like this is like never.
I really like the 2-doors, the RX3s, but I mean, everybody does. That's not a revolutionary statement by any means, but that thing's pretty cool.
It's not bad. It looks like the passenger seat's a little torn up. Yeah. Driver's seat's better than the passenger seat, which is odd.
Yeah, that is odd. It's still ripped, but just not as bad.
Not as bad. Somebody cut holes in the door pockets.
Yeah, that sucks. You're never going to get another set of those door panels.
Right.
Man, it is a shame that it doesn't have or that it has a reconstructed title. I think for me, I'm going to pretend it doesn't and I need a cool little runaround thing to like lower and put different wheels on and stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
I'd be super into that. I'd pay money for that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I would. As is, probably not, which I know is not the game, but
Right.
whatever. I could see a world where I would.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I think the first thing I would do is make it completely unreliable and put a rotary back in it.
I was
Or
just
I guess
thinking,
not back in it, but
yeah, as
make it right.
intended.
Yeah, as the good Lord intended.
I think that would be a funny car to put like some ridiculous LS in or something, but with a blower out of the hood. Australian burnout car style.
Yeah, you would, Australia.
Yeah.
You and the New Zealanders.
Yep.
All right. So I guess since I failed on that one,
Find
then
something
that
truly
means
awful.
I will try with this one because this one's got a bit of a sneaky Pete on it. Actually, I'm gonna hide that for the first.
Oh,
So
good.
you can't see it.
How much was that Mazda, by the way?
That Mazda
Let me.
happened to be $12,000.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Good thing you didn't show me
12,500.
that. I was gonna
Yeah.
guess 6,000. I thought that was kind of high.
Well, how about double that?
How about double it?
Yeah. All right. So we are going to, this guy. All right. This here is a 83 Chevy G30. 20,000 is the price.
I've seen a lot of interesting four-wheel drive converted vans recently.
Yeah, definitely. The market is hot, as they'd say.
It's a Beauville.
Beauville 4x4 modified van. Original four-wheel conversion was done in '85 by Richardson Bros in Milwaukee. One-ton Suburban axles. Has more modifications since I bought it 13 years ago. Engine is a 350. Roller bored out 30 over with high compression aluminum heads. 700 R4 rebuilt with shift kit. And when the engine was rebuilt, and the NP205 rebuilt as well. Added a case mount, as there wasn't one originally. Full length header, new stainless exhaust, upgraded the steering to full Heim joint for heavy duty steering system. Slider door has been converted to a gull wing door
for easy
with
entry.
Steps for easy entry.
Unless you're next to something.
New 35-inch Falcons. Parking that in the fucking grocery store. Sorry, guys, you gotta get out the front door.
Put some cones beside it so you can open the door.
Buck stop front bumper. Winch warm plate. Winch with warm power plant, which has air compressor.
What?
Wait, hold on. Buckstop front bumper with warm power plant, which has air compressor on winch and off-road lights.
I think he just means it's got an air compressor in there and a worn winch.
Yeah, that's a
I don't know.
Warm power plant. Okay. The rear bumper is a custom-built spare tire mount storage box. Inside has simple storage boxes, and rear seat folds down into bed. Large moonroof over the bed.
That's just going to get out of my way when I put a pop top in this thing.
So, you ready for the goal?
Oh my God, why?
Yeah, so it's the full door is a gull wing. So, yeah, like you said, that
is not convenient at all. And
well,
I mean,
except for when it's raining, because then you've got an awning.
Yeah, but when it's closed, it probably leaks. So, man, other than that door, this is one of the best vans that we've found. It's not pretty. It's just got a lot of great stuff going on.
Yep. Brown and tan, two-tone.
Yeah.
Well, two-tone that's four sections.
4 sections.
The roof is tan. The window area is brown. And then halfway down the door, it's tan. And then it's brown again.
Yep.
For the rest.
Looks like excellent work, though.
Wood floors.
Wood floors, yeah.
Oh, nice, look at that. The log accoutrement.
Yeah, it's like a cabin in there.
Mm-hmm. With his grizzly bear bottle opener right there.
Yeah. It is a full window van for our listeners that are curious. It is not a
Full
panel.
windows. Yep. Not a panel. There's his little box. Bowville badging.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Stop.
Buck stop. Yep.
I mean, it's pretty sweet, Colin.
Some aluminum soft 8s.
It has a lot of potential. Other than that
Does.
damn door. I don't know how you'd undo that.
I don't think you can.
I don't either. I think
Let's see.
that's almost a deal breaker, unfortunately.
Because didn't these have a track down the side
yeah.
of the body itself?
Yep.
Yeah, this doesn't have that anymore.
Nope, sure doesn't. What did they
And
do?
see the inside. It's got like a different thing along the headliner where it used to slide into. Weird.
Yeah, I don't understand why you would do that.
For easy access, he said, Sean.
I think you got me on this one. I think I'm going to say no.
So I should have done this one first.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm a no as well.
Yeah, it's almost there.
Yeah, it's close, but that door is definitely the killer on that one.
Not good.
Yeah. All right. So next up, what we have here. It doesn't let me just switch anymore. Which is weird. I think I'm gonna say. Let's do this. 93 Toyota regular cab short bed.
Oh,
6,500. It's white. It's got gold Dayton's on it.
Hydros.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's got
Landau
the,
top.
the what top? What'd you call that?
Landau.
Landau, yeah. Yeah. It's pretty neat.
Kind of like, does it have a bed?
It's been cut for hydraulics. Pumps have been taken out. The hydraulic rack built for a 3-pump setup, 6 batteries, 8-inch cylinders up front, 14-inch cylinders in the back. Rear custom built 3-link Alpine deck.
Oh,
6.5 in the doors.
Rims don't come with it.
Damn. 22 RE, new clutch, 100,000 miles. Doesn't come with the Dayton's, guys.
I mean, I don't even. That's the wheel you have to put back on it. There's no other option.
No, there really isn't.
Oh, look at it with the bed. I'm into it. Yep. Oh my God, it's kind of reasonably priced. Even
yeah, 6,500. Just not with the Dayton's.
Look at that. I think that's probably as low as it gets. That's so funny.
But at 3 wheels.
That'd be fun. That's like one of those cars. I feel like I don't have enough of these in my life. Like I'm not enough. Like I always envy Mike for this. Like that's something I'd like to own for like 6 months. I would really enjoy
a proper mini truck.
Yeah, just for like 6 months. I don't need one of those for 10 years.
I mean, I guess this isn't a proper mini truck. This is like a lowrider mini truck.
Yeah. This is like it's such a weird wording, but it's a Euro lowrider. That's what they would have called those in the magazines back then. It's so cool.
It is cool. It is funny like how not low it is.
Yeah,
but because it was built to go up.
Yeah. It's like it's got a bunch of stuff that I would never want, but altogether I love. Like the chrome wheel well trim.
Random little chrome bits. Yeah.
That's stuff that I'd be like, there's no way I'd put that on a truck. And then I see it on that one and I go, there's no way I'd have it without it.
Yeah, this is exactly the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, the thing would be sweet.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
That's like, where's it at?
It is in Bremerton.
Huh. Think I could drive it to Denver?
It would probably suck.
Yeah,
because,
God.
like I said,
my God, it doesn't have
pumps
accumulators.
Have been taken out.
Yeah.
So you'd have to set your stiff ass height and fucking drive it.
At least I could drive it on some regular wheels and tires.
Yeah, that might help a little bit.
Yeah. You can always find a cheap set of Dayton's. They come up. I've seen them.
Yeah, I mean, I like how small it looks next to the other truck too.
Yeah, it's cool. Imagine
Got a
that
work
just
truck.
sitting next to like a big Impala or something, like a big full size lowrider
Yeah.
car.
Yep.
It's cool. I'm into it. How about you?
Yeah. Yeah. I also would do this very much.
Yeah.
As we know, I'm a mini truck fan, so
Yeah.
obviously.
Once a mini trucker, always a mini trucker.
All right. So last one is we did a Ford, or I mean, I should say we did a Chevy. So here's a Ford.
Oh, look at
So
that.
here's an '88 Ford Club Wagon,
Passenger.
window van. Yep, passenger van. 15,000 is the price on this one.
Okay.
In the ever evolving quest for the ultimate adventure vehicle, this van became my adventure vehicle for the past couple years. Now it could be yours. So it's a '88 E250,
Okay.
fuel injected 351 Windsor,
Okay.
freshly rebuilt C6, under 1,000 miles. It says, or it says negative 1,000 miles. So
Okay. Giving you
got
mileage on
1,000
that
miles
one.
before you hit zero. 4-wheel drive conversion is Pathfinder with Borg Warner 1350, disc brake Dana 44 front, Dana 60 rear. New custom rear suspension utilizing later model F250 350 Super Duty springs. Okay, so the long ones. So might actually have a little bit of flex in her.
Yeah.
Um,
Front coils.
new
and
front
shock.
coils. New front coils in the front.
Good.
Okay, where else would you
Good.
put those?
Good place to put them.
And Fox shocks all the way around. New Goodyears, less than 5,000 miles on the suspension, brakes, wheels, and tires. Runs and drives well. New footwells installed to repair rust. Air conditioning and heat work great. The pop top is a Westfalia. The canvas is brand new from Go Westy. That probably wasn't cheap.
Nope.
Lots more information. Facebook and limiting description. Okay.
Oh man, he's got a ton of
So
pictures.
this is in
This thing
Tigers.
is
So
awesome.
Jesse or Steve could go grab this. It's got some great graphics on it.
It really does.
Other than the Tonka badge,
Oh, jeez.
I think I am into the graphics.
Yeah. Got
Oh
some.
man, yeah, graphics go over the hood too. This is great.
It's a full kit. Got some sweet
Man, yeah.
vintage steps. Got a little
Doesn't-
ladder.
It's got the ladder, gas tank.
Mm-hmm. This thing
Man,
is.
that graphic screams '80s. I love it.
There's not much wrong with this.
Yeah, it's looking pretty damn solid.
That Westy pop top looks good on there. It almost looks small, which is funny.
Yeah, it is true.
Can almost do two of them. It looks like.
But hey, new canvas on that thing.
Ooh, swivel captain's.
Got the swivel
seats.
captain seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The table.
Got his table in there.
Got the optional table mount, on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. A full back seat for the middle.
Yeah. Oh, it's got 2 rows. Jeez.
And the third row.
Yeah. So you could take all your friends camping.
Exactly. Wonder if the back seat lays down to a bed. It's got Duratrax with lots of tread on them.
Yeah. I'm super into this thing. Fuel injected. Like, I'm failing to find a problem other than the Tonka thing.
Yeah, which hopefully is just a sticker, so we can just pull that
Yeah,
off.
for sure. There's no way it's painted, right?
I was hoping.
That'd be something I'd probably ask if I was actually buying it, but
Right. Does have a little dentage
yeah.
here on the driver's side rear quarter behind the wheel. Right underneath the second fuel tank
Oh,
door.
dual tank too. That's more adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would 100% buy this. Do some more, build out on the inside, and it'd be a great camp rig.
Yeah. I think you had me at graphics and pop top.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah, I mean,
This
you
is
could
definitely
totally
better than the Chevy.
You could haul like a small race car trailer with that too. So
Yeah. You could drag a Miata behind it.
that's what I'm thinking.
It's
What
got
was
a van
Jesse
style
talking
door
about?
on it.
What was Jesse's budget for? Oh yeah, that's right. When we were doing the ways to modify a vehicle with his Forerunner thing, he was like, he left his money in the budget to get a Miata. I do the same thing with this.
Yeah, this is the same plan.
Yeah.
Because at what was it? It was
15.
15.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the craziest price, but it's also okay for what it is, I think.
This guy's a big subwoofer right there.
Yeah. Looks like a 12. Whew,
Yeah, not bad.
not bad at all.
Pretty cool. I'd be excited if I saw it on the street. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would too. I would too.